In the previous video, I briefly mentioned the concept of line weight. In this quick tip video, I will further elaborate on the scenarios where you can actually apply line weight to further enhance your drawing. I'll be using the chair sketch that I did in the first drawing fundamentals video to demonstrate. The first scenario where you can use line weight is to show lighting. Basically, you want to use a thicker line in areas where the object is in shadow, and to use thinner lines in areas where the object is lit. The first thing you need to identify is the position of your light source, and naturally, the area that is in shadow will be the areas that are opposite the direction of the light source. In this example, the chair has a thicker line weight to the right and the bottom side. The second scenario where you can apply line weight is to showcase the physical attributes of the object. We can use a thicker line to show the area where the majority of the weight is situated, and to use a thinner line to show areas where the weight of the object is light. So an example for in this case the chair would be that the weight is mostly situated in the bottom side of the object. Therefore, I added a thicker line to the bottom of the seat, to the bottom of the chair legs, and also to the bottom of the backrest. Another thing to note, while we are not drawing humans at this point in time, you can actually apply this same principle on areas of the human body where it is more muscular. So basically, you apply a thicker line in areas where the human body is more muscular, and a lighter line in the bony regions of the human body. I'll elaborate more on that when we move on to human anatomy and human figure drawing. The third scenario is to use line weight to suggest some form of depth in your painting. Basically, you want to use a thicker line for any object or anything that is closer to the viewer, and to use a thinner line for anything that is further away from the viewer. In the example of the chair, I would use a thicker line for the area on the seat that is closer to the viewer, and also to use a thicker line for the two front chair legs. The fourth scenario where you can apply line weights would be to simplify the overall shape of the object. In this case, I am going through the outline of the chair with a fairly uniform, thick stroke. This is a fairly common technique used in concept art where you can better emphasize the silhouette of whatever you're drawing, be it a character or a prop. The last scenario that I will share with you today is a more subtle application of line weight. In this example, I am applying a thicker line in the apex of a curve and applying a thinner line towards the edge of a line. With this technique, I also like to apply a thicker line in areas where multiple lines converge. For example, the area where the backrest is connecting with the chair leg. Alright, I hope that this simple demonstration can show you the power of applying different line weights to produce different results based on your needs. Your homework for today would be to draw the following 5 items on your A4 sketchbook. Apply line weight based on the specified scenario. Each drawing should occupy a full A4 page. Do not shake your drawing. Have fun!